You can't fake authentic leadership. Well, at least not for very long. Now that may sound like a bold statement, but it's true. In this lesson, we're going to be diving into one of the most powerful tools in a leader's toolbox, self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of authentic leadership. It's about understanding how our behaviors, our body language, our decisions, our words impact those around us, whether we know it or not. I want you to think about it. Every interaction that you have, every meeting that you hold, every hallway conversation that you have, those are moments that your employees are reading you. They're assessing your leadership. They're picking up on your tone, your posture, your reactions, your body language. They're determining what kind of leader you're going to make or are. I once worked with a leader who suddenly made a powerful change in his team's annual strategic session. It's not uncommon for organizations to hold a strategy meeting off-site, but we didn't go to some fancy hotel or some place like that. We went to this place that emoted tranquility, peacefulness, and thoughtfulness. It was a signal. It was a message. We're going to be doing things differently from now on. Innovation is expected here. Your ideas I welcome here. And when someone gave an idea or a suggestion, they explored it. They didn't ignore it. They wanted to truly understand what their team member was thinking and how they valued their contribution. And that experience stuck with me. At the end of the session, we were asked to take a token that kind of reflected about what we thought about the day and what we value. And mine was explore. Yeah, I have it 30 years later. It reminded me that when I took on the role of a leader, I needed to set the tone that I wanted to make sure I endured. Exploring new ways and new possibilities of doing things is something I value, which is why I chose the token. I also acknowledged and accepted that what I do must align with my values, what I say, what my behaviors are, need to reflect what's important to me. And I took it seriously then, and I take it seriously today. That's what self-awareness looks like. It's not just about your strengths and your weaknesses. It's about aligning your environment, your behaviors, your words, and your values so that you as a leader can be consistent and send a message that really transcends who you are as a leader. And you can pause before any decision making, and that pause is a defining moment because you can consider your words, your actions, your response. You recognize that your team is going to be influenced in ways that you may not be aware of, that they're watching how you show up every day. When you recognize that your team is always watching and they're learning about who you are and how you show up, when you act with integrity, people will want to follow you. And when you act poorly, that news travels fast and people will find other leaders to follow. Your role as a leader is being defined by every interaction you have with those around you. And you need to be thinking about that. So here's a reflection for you this week. I want you to explore and examine how you communicate, what you intentionally or unintentionally do through your actions, your behaviors, your words, and your environment. I want you to be aware of this. I want you to answer this question. What do you want those you lead to say about you when you're not in the room? Ask yourself, when was the last time I paused and reflected before making a leadership decision? Do my actions intently reflect the values that I hold? Do my team members perceive my leadership style in a way that I want them to? What triggers do I have around the environment that show the kind of leader I am? And here's something I want you to consider. Maybe start a self-awareness journal. I started one back in 1982, and I keep it to this day. I've got over 12,000 pages of reflections, 67 journals filled. So at the end of this week, just jot down 1 or 2 moments that happened during the week, positive or negative, about your leadership and how they reflected your behavior, your values. What would you do differently next time? Take a moment. Look around at the messages you're sending. Look within. Listen to that inner voice. Because when you lead with self-awareness, you don't just lead a team. you inspire them. If you found this video valuable, be sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so you don't miss a future module. And if you have a comment or a thought that you'd like to say, put it into the comments, because here's my commitment to you. I will respond to your comments. Thanks for watching.